The Miami Dolphins head north this week to face division rival Buffalo in an interesting matchup between two teams who exceeded expectations last week. The Dolphins, of course, pulling the upset over the New England Patriots. That game was in Miami. The Bills going on the road, upsetting the Chicago Bears. This game is pick'em at BETDAQ, only a moneyline market being offered. Dolphins can be backed at even money right now, so Buffalo actually a slight betting favorite. 42.5 is the total here. Now, when it comes to the Buffalo Bills, we know they like to run the football. Second in the NFL last season in rush yards per game. That thunder and lightning tandem of Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller, so tough to stop. They want to take the pressure off of young quarterback E.J. Manuel. That's exactly what they were able to do last week in that upset victory over Chicago. Of course, the Chicago Bears ranked 32nd, dead last in the NFL in rush defense in 2013. So we don't know what they'll be like this year. This is only week 2, obviously, but what we've seen of Chicago recently has not been good in terms of stopping the run. Going to be a little bit of a different animal with the Miami Dolphins this week. Miami much better up front defensively than the Bears. And I think this Dolphins defense is going to do a much better job of containing the Buffalo offense. Because if you can slow that Buffalo running game, then the Bills should not have an explosive offense. E.J. Manuel, not one of the better starting quarterbacks in the league. I think even a Bills fan would agree with that assessment at this point in Manuel's career. And certainly a young, unproven receiving core. So if you can contain this Buffalo running game, you can really contain this Buffalo offense. I think Miami might be able to do just that on Sunday. Now, I think the Bills defense is going to have some success here as well. I do like the Ryan Tannehill-led Dolphins offense. I have more faith in Tannehill than I do Manuel, but Buffalo has a better defense than people realize. So I always see a fairly low total here, like 42.5. Don't think this is going to be a high-scoring shootout. I do like the Dolphins in this situation. Like I said, a lot of it comes down to the fact that I like Tannehill more than I like E.J. Manuel. Thought Tannehill looked very comfortable last week, his first game in new coordinator Bill Lazor's offense. Really think he's one of the underrated young players in the league. When you talk about the young quarterbacks in the league who are the best bets to be future stars, most people talk about Russell Wilson, Andrew Luck, and those guys certainly deserve to be put up there. But I think Ryan Tannehill will prove in the coming weeks and months that he's a guy that deserves to be put up there as well. I think he's a real underrated player at this point in his career. That might not be the case if he continues to put together games like what he did last week in upsetting the New England Patriots. And so I have some faith in the Dolphins in this spot. I like Tannehill, like the Dolphins on the road in Buffalo. Now, it is only week 2. We don't know a whole lot about these teams. Would I be stunned if the Bills won this game? No, I wouldn't be stunned, but based on what we saw last week out of the Dolphins and based on the fact that I think they're going to have more success or they'll be better equipped to deal with this Buffalo offense than the Chicago Bears were last week, I think Miami has a good chance of going into Buffalo this weekend and picking up a win.